Hello YouTube, Diode Nerd here, and we're back with more games. This time we're playing Kerbal Space Program. This is an amazing game that actually emulates building a rocket, getting it into space, getting it into orbit, and then fucking right off to the moon. Bam, boom, right to the moon. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are in the vehicle assembly building. Pardon me, I've got a little bit of a sore throat. Now, the first thing we need to do is we need a command module. Now, I'm going to take this one, which technically speaking isn't really a command module, it's actually for an aeroplane. But, you will see why I'm doing that in a minute. The next thing we're going to need is, we're going to need some actual control for this. So control, we're going to get some inline advanced stabilizer. Bang that on the bottom. What else are we going to need? What else are we going to need? Probably be a good idea for us to get a parachute for our little guy, so that he can get home safely. Let's zoom in here. Have a little look up. Where did we put this? We're going to need two of them, I think. Two of them. And let's put them up here at the nose cone. Maybe here. Maybe here. Yeah, right about there. There we go. That's not bad looking at all. Okay, next thing we're going to need is some propulsion. We're going to need a tank first. We're going to take this tank because it's small enough that we'll be able to lift it into space without any real issues. We're also going to need an engine, and we're going to use this, what's it called? LVN atomic rocket motor. It puts out 60 power, and it's super efficient. Now the next thing we're going to need now is some RCS. So for that, I'm going to get some of these tanks. I'm going to use 3 of these tanks. I'm going to put them about here. Keep them low to the centre of gravity. We're also going to need some thrusters. Propulsion. Thrusters. But for that, we're going to need to find out where the centre of gravity is. Oh shit, I didn't need to do that. Okay, so centre of gravity is about there. Yeah. Let's get these in here then. Right about. That'll do. That'll do, pig. Lovely. Okay, now this in itself isn't going to get us up into space. It just isn't. It isn't powerful enough. So what we're going to do is structural. And we're going to go to a stack separator. We're going to put that at the bottom. That's going to hide this. And that's going to be our second stage. This is going to be a 2-stage rocket. This is going to be a 2-stage rocket. Then we're going to need one of these, just to keep the aerodynamics nice. Back to propulsion. We're going to use one of these big ass motherfuckers, right there like that. And then on the bottom, I'm going to put one of these. Now, there's a reason for this. The reason being, if I put one of these big ass mainsail engines, as they're called, this one here, if I attach that straight to this one, this will overheat like a son of a bitch. It really will. You put it to a lower flow tank, it doesn't heat up quite as much. Okay, so now we need some control surfaces. Surfaces? Surfaces. Tail fin. Let's get quite a few of them on here because I want some decent control. Okay. Now, are we missing anything? Let's have a little think. We've got our cockpit, SCS, SAS, RCS, second stage, we've got the separator, we've got our parachutes. Do you know what? I think we're good to go. So let's get ourselves a launch platform, launch stability enhancer I should say. We only need 2 of these. Let's put them there, right there, right there. Okay, what do you think, guys? What do you think, Kerbals? Look at my little Kerbals, aren't they fantastic? Now, what you probably don't realise about this game is it's very much physics-based, so you do need to do a little bit of math and thinking on the spot. But let's just go for it. Let's launch. Okay, so we're here. There's Jebediah Kerbin. Hi, Jebediah. My favourite buddy. Why is that wobbling like a son of a bitch? I shouldn't be wobbling like that. Oh, it's calmed down a bit now. Okay. So, Right, so this is a staging. Parachute. That's the second, that's separation stage. And that should take us off from there. Okay, so throttle up. SAS on. RCS on. And in 3, 2, 1. Oh god, we got a wicked wobble here. I'm not quite sure if I like that wobble, to be honest with you. But we're doing it. We're getting up there. And Jebediah's having a great time. Look at him. God, he's got no fear at all. I can hear him. It's not going too bad. We can throttle down a little bit actually once we start getting around the 5,000 mark. There we go. We can start throttling down a little bit now. Because as the atmosphere gets thinner, you don't need as much power to traverse it. So around 10,000 feet or a little bit over maybe, we're going to start doing a gravity maneuver. So we're going to come down a little bit more. And we're going to start our little bit of a gravity maneuver, which will bring us over this way. Okay, a little bit more. Come on. 20,000 now, 20,000 feet, so we can throttle down a little bit more. I don't know if this is going to take us into orbit, to be honest with you. I think I might have fucked up this launch sequence a little bit. I'm not doing too bad. We've got the SAS on, we got the RCS on. Let's just bring that down a little bit more. I think we might be okay. Maybe, let's see. Okay, separate. Okay, now this should be much more stable. Okay, let's cut the engines there. Let's head over to the map. Okay, so this is our apoapsis. We need to, once we get up to here, we need to start doing a burn. So let's time warp a little bit. Okay, right there will do. Map. Let's burn again. And let's bring our apoapsis into into our prograde. That's it. So we're prograde now. Let's actually take that down a little bit because these things do tend to overheat a little bit. Now that should now start bringing us out quite a bit. So we're at 157,000 meters. Now the idea here is to get this orbit to stretch all the way around the Earth. Is it going anywhere? It is going. It's just very, very slow. Let's go back to this view. Should we have a look inside what the IBA looks like? There we go, there's the Earth. This is Jebediah's view. We need to bring that back into the centre here. It's very important we do that. I think we're going to make it, guys. I think we're going to make it. Keep this pointed at the equator or the horizon, you know what I mean, that way, and once this is in a stable orbit we can cut the engines then. We've got plenty of fuel left. Jebediah is down there just having a good old great laugh. God damn it, close your mouth, Jebediah. We're going to keep this now, keep this centered, keep it centered. I think. Okay there. I'm so glad we have this SES and RCS, SAS and RCS mode. Oh, the music's changing. Now the reason the music changes like that is because we're heading into space. That's what that means basically, is we're going into space here. It looks like we're going to be on our first attempt successful in getting a Kerbal into space. But this is incredibly complicated, this game. You know, you can go to the moon, or the Mun. You can go to the Mun. You can go to all the other planets in the Kerbal solar system. You can also build space stations and moon bases and all sorts of different shit. And it's just fantastic. It's a great game, and it's quite cheap. It's on Steam. It's an indie game, but it actually does simulate actual real NASA type mathematics, physics, and space travel. I think we're nearly there, actually. Now, for you guys who don't know what an orbit is, an orbit is basically it's a free fall. There we go. Oh wow, look at that now. Look, we're orbiting. We need to get that orbit up a little bit more though. The periapsis needs to come back around a little bit. An orbit is basically a free fall, but it's a free fall that you're going so fast that you keep missing the Earth. That's basically all it is. Where are we at? The 64. No, that needs to be about 70, or at least 70. So let's get that up a little bit. Let's get up. We're up to 76, 77, 78. Let's leave it at 80. We'll cut the engines at 80. There we go. We are now in orbit. But what I want to do is I want to move along a little bit here over to the periapsis, and I want to do a very short prograde burn. So I'm going to go over to this. Oh. Let's get this over here. Let's get her over. Get her over. Do we want to do it this way? No, we want to go to the other side, don't we? Let's go to the other side. Other side of the planet. Come on, let's go. Let's go, Jebediah. We're gonna sort this orbit out a little bit, because it's a little bit on the big side. Okay. Yep. Let's get out there. Just bring her in. Okay, let's throttle up. Let's get that out a bit further on the other side. Okay, that's a pretty decent size there. Now we're going to go to the other side of the planet. Come on, Jebediah. And then we're going to bring this in a little bit by using the other thing. I can't think what it's called now. Apoapsis, periapsis, prograde. The other thing. I don't know. We're just going to try and get this in a little bit here. Let's get her in. Come on. Okay, let's get her there, and let's get this now prograde. Okay, let's throttle up. That's the way that we go to the moon, actually. But that'll do for now. That's a nice standard orbit there. Let's get ourselves back out. Here's our little guy, Jebediah, in his spaceship, orbiting the Earth now. Yeah, so basically, an orbit is a free fall around the Earth, but you're going so fast, and you're at a certain height, above 70,000 in this game. I think in real life it's around 100,000. That you just keep missing the Earth. You just keep missing it, and you just keep going round. Which is fucking amazing, if you ask me. Okay, let's get a little look inside the IVA here. Can we see the Earth? Yep, there's the Earth. Hey, this is pretty decent, isn't it? Look, we got quite a bit of fuel left as well, actually. We could probably try a moon. We could probably try a moon mission. No, let's not do that this episode. But anyway, there's the moon, or the Mun. There's the Mun. And then out here we've got Minimus, and then further out, they're the two moons of Kerbal, or Kerbin, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't know. And next in there's Eve. And then out a bit further over there's Juna, which is their equivalent of our Mars. But hey, that's pretty impressive, guys, eh? Look all the stuff we can do. It's going to be great. So there you go, guys. I'm going to now sign off. Jebediah is now going to sign off too, aren't you, Jebediah?
Yes, I'm going to sign off.
Sorry. And we shall see you next time, where we will probably, I don't know, will we bring Jebediah back home? Yeah, let's bring him back home next time, and next time we'll bring him back home, and we'll build ourselves a moon rocket. So see you later, guys. Bye.